coming to you. Hang in there, I'm a coming to you. Hang in there, I'm a coming to you. Hang in there, hang in there, I'm coming to you. Hang in there, hang in there. All right, so you guys are hanging in there with me. We got YouTube going. Now let's get Facebook going. Sound therapy, and what are we doing? Illumination. Join us. All right. All right, my beautiful friends. So someone said they were a little flat today. Someone said that there was some anger they were feeling today. So what I want to start with today is a prayer treatment from my minister training, because prayer treatments just kind of get us tuned together. All right. And the way I sing is I tap into beingness consciousness, beingness of the divine, my divine source nature. And I sing from there. And so it's always good to just kind of refocus a little bit. So that's what we're doing here with this prayer treatment. It says, Divine God of my being, I speak forth into your presence at the center of my mind. I am one with you now and always. I am one with your perfect nature. Always. In this state of oneness, my mind is inspired and directed by your mind. My actions are your universal activity, individualized in me. I create good in my life through your creative power within me. I know good in my life through your wisdom within me. No matter how hard fought at times the game of life may be, your presence revitalizes and renews me. Surely goodness is with me always as I dwell each day in the house of the Lord. My mind, for this realization, I give thanks. I let it be so, and so it is. So it is, guys. And so it is. We got another message here. So just think of that. Who is thinking? Who is doing the thinking? It's an interesting question. Who's doing the singing? Who's doing the thinking? Who's doing the talking? Who's doing the typing? Right? So I just ask you guys that because this is really an important concept to really embody here. There's two choices. There's two choices of who's singing, who's thinking. It's either the pain body or the ego, right? Or it's our divine nature, the spark of source we are, the holy extension of source, the great creation of God. That spark is right here. And so when our mind is thinking, it's either coming from the lower mind, the ego, or the higher mind, our source divine nature. And when we start to awaken, we really can start to know the difference. And so anger is one of those vibrations from ego, from pain body. So, the work of Esther Hicks was very clear. It showed your emotions and feelings can let you know where you are. And anything but love and knowingness and peace has dropped us out of this choice and dropped us into the choice of ego and pain body. Now, a lot of people don't like hearing that. A lot of people don't like hearing that because they live there a lot. They live out of their divine nature most of the time. But what I do in my work is help people to come back to the divine nature, choose this more often. And we can really do that through the power of the voice. So we started off with a prayer treatment, and I'm going to start. I'm just going to start singing from source to acknowledge what's in the room here, process what's in the room, and bring us back to our authentic self. A lot of people think, how do I speak? How do I sing from my authentic self? Well, one, you have to know what that authentic self is, wouldn't you? The authentic self is love, is our wholeness of being, our divine sense of nature and peace. So, what I do is sing out and help myself get back there and help you get back there. Hi, Callie. Hello, hello. Yeah. So let's see where this goes here. And since we've got anger in the room, let's just start acknowledging it and seeing if we can. There's something called dominant resonance. So let's see if we can entrain it to source light. Okay. Let's entrain anger to the source light. So acknowledge it. Notice. So if you have any feelings like anger or frustration today, acknowledge it. Ask the question of what's important here for me to get. And then we get to give it back up to the light. Okay? Here we go. We'll do anger first. And in the meantime, receive, and also put in the comments any words that you feel you would like me to put into a potent chant for us tonight. So if you're feeling any frustration or anger, blame, any of that fiery emotion genre, put it into the sound right now. See if you can actually watch the vibration move into the sound. Let's just get that vibration of anger resolved. And that's after you've acknowledged it and asked it, what's important here? What can I be aware of here? And then after that, resolve it. Let go. Let go, let God. Give it to the sound. Give it over to God. What are you struggling with today? What's enlivening you today? Notice the contrast of those energies. What are you struggling with? What's enlivening to you? Start to feel the difference between these two things. You know, I posted a video today that talked about how vocal blocks are invitations from the soul. And it so spoke to me because think about that tension right here in the throat. Does anyone know what I mean when you were like little or maybe even like a grown up? You had this block which felt like a big like ball of energy that was in your throat. And if you sang or talked past that energy ball, like you were just going to cry. Has anyone ever felt like that? Or am I the only one? As I remember being in college and I was one of those like hyper focused overstudiers, people pleasing, like anxious person in my college years. And I overstudied and I have definitely felt that. Okay, thank you, Andrea. Hi, Brian. Hi, Laura Luna. Say hello, hello. So think about that though. Someone was saying, what if that's not fear? What if that is your soul trying to come up and speak and old programming is like, mm. So it's this like resistance that's building up in our throat. And where else are we building up this resistance to life, to our soul living us, to God living us, right? And I've been studying the Course in Miracles this past year. Still in it. It's been a whole year and I'm still going with it. And it just made me realize um, how much I haven't let go and let God. So many, like in that book, in the Course in Miracles, they talk about just offer it up to Holy Spirit. Let the misperceptions be healed by the Holy Spirit. Just give it up. And I can't even tell you, you were nonverbal. Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's big. And you are verbalizing now though. So you've got through that. Guys, letting go and letting God means that we are willing to resolve it to our divine nature, whatever. And I have had so many experiences this past week of holding like the frustration or anger and then just giving it to God, giving the relationship, giving the frustration to God and watching it miraculously turn around. I kid you not. There was a time when this week, I was looking at someone's name and I was just fuming. I just couldn't even deal with the situation at hand. And I remember going to bed and just being like, I just give you this relationship, God. I just bring it up into my higher self. Help me to resolve these misperceptions. Let me see the light of this person. Let me see the light in this relationship because I do not know how. How do I get present? How do I get in the love and the light of all this? And I woke up in the morning and took my walk. And the next thing I know, boom, the answer was there and it was resolved. It was all resolved. The anger was resolved. The love in my heart was back. Boom. I didn't do anything but offer it up to God. I tried using, like you said, and giving the negative energy to the frequency and the tuning forks and breathing it out. How'd it work, Brian? Did it work for you? And think of these frequencies, everything has a frequency of spark of the divine in it. So, if just saying it and giving it to God doesn't make sense to you, give it to the vibration, right? There is divine frequency in every frequency, right? So what are we going to work on next? It works somewhat. Yeah. Well, one, you would make the intention, makes it powerful, and you believe it, that makes it secondly powerful, and you do it. and that makes it thirdly powerful. I listen to 528 and 639 and 432 every morning. Well, how wonderful. Which do all the frequencies feel good to you? Anyone here on TikTok use frequencies like 528, 432, or 639? I have a no. I have a 432 here, guys. This is what 432 feels like. You guys hear that? I don't know why. You meditate with your turtle. Brian over here on YouTube, he meditates with his turtle. I love that. I love that you meditate with your turtle. That's awesome, Brian. Oh my gosh. I use a lot of frequencies, sometimes combined and sometimes singular. Yeah. So what's so cool is that when we just meditate and we come into the knowing without judging and without like book knowledge, just come into our divine knowing, we know which frequency to grab in the morning. And maybe we're like, oh, here's a bouquet of frequencies that I'm using this morning. And for some reason, maybe you just use something different. So here is an example that I'm going to tell you. Then we'll get into some more sound healing. Yeah. So here's an example of giving it up to God. So my husband and I want to move to Portugal, and my husband really wants to go sooner than later. And so we're thinking about moving, selling our house, and he wants to sell it in October. And I just I'm trying as best I can to get at the house all situated and stuff, and he's doing the work, and I'm trying to get rid of things. And but I'm like, October's going to be coming very soon. I don't know how we're going to do this. So yesterday we're at the lake, which is just up the street, and we're talking to someone there. We're telling her stuff like that we're moving, and that we were maybe looking for a private buyer. And so all of a sudden, we say like, "Oh, it's nice meeting you," and what da da da, and we be on our way. We don't know this person that we were talking to. We tell her that we were like a block away. We're like, "Oh yeah, we're over in Sparta." So today, my husband's in the middle of working, and he pauses. He pauses for some like intentional work, like he's just thinking about giving it up to God in his way, and just talking about in his mind like, what if it could be, you know, what if someone could buy it by October? And he's offering up to God if that's possible. And as he's thinking of that, he hears someone knocking on the door. And he goes to answer the door. And it's the woman who we were talking to at the lake yesterday, who did not know our address. And we don't know this person. And she's like, "You know what? You told me that you were selling your house, and I actually have friends that want to move this area. So I walked up and down, and I went to your neighbors, and I asked it, where you live." And so somehow she found us, and she may have friends that want to move here in October. And so this is the power of getting out of our like to-do list and how is that going to work and all that kind of stuff, and just say, "Divine will, I give it over to you. Show me the way." Because this has been happening more and more in my life lately, whether it's show me the next step, or just divine will heal this relationship, whatever it is. And it is coming in fast, guys. So um I definitely encourage you to let go, let God, offer it up to your higher self. All these hard emotions, the fear, the anger, the disempowerment, the grief. Ask, what do you have to show me? Meaning, what's this old programming that's important for me to feel this emotion? Acknowledge it. Write the message down and then give it over. Sometimes a lot of us think we have to just marinate in these really lower frequency vibrations that are not us. They're of the ego. There's two things living us. There is the ego's frequencies, and there are the divine frequencies. You get to choose. You get to choose every moment of every day. And let me tell you, just because I'm saying it doesn't mean that I'm like in the abyss every day. Like, I am choosing every day. And this is what awakening and ascending is about. It doesn't mean that everything just gets like, oh, everything's just perfect and rainbows and unicorns. It actually means that you are present enough to keep choosing the divine, keep choosing love. And sometimes in kind of hard situations. Um, so whatever you're facing, it doesn't matter. Like, you could put the hardest story on these comments, and I would say, offer it up to God. Come into your divine nature. Let go, let God. And so let's let go and let God into this sound, shall we? Because this is what I sing from. This is what I teach, is how do we get into the space of beingness? How do we get into the space of being sung? That you can get out of your own way and just let the divine through. And voice is such an amazing practice to practice this. And this is how I started doing this. Before I was living my life really consciously, I could sing consciously. And then I learned how to bring that into my everyday. And that's what we'd go through in my programs. Speaking of which, Sacred Voices, Rising of the New Earth is a 2-hour online workshop that's happening next Tuesday in the middle of the day, middle afternoon. It's over on my bio link if you want to join us. It's just the price of a yoga class. So come join us, and We'll be doing stuff like this, but I'll have it a little bit more regimented into like a workshop type of thing. All right. So let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what challenges you in your awakening journey. What challenges you, and let's work on it right here, right now together. Thank you for those roses. Sing with me. What is the divine in you speaking to you now? What is it saying? Is it a word? Is it a symbol? Is it a feeling? What in this moment is the divine expressing through you right now? Is it a feeling of oneness, of peace, of love? Tune in right now. What is the divine message? What is the feeling? We have to acknowledge it. We're so used to acknowledging the hard feelings, and we live there and hold it there, thinking that that's the true us. It is not. Your emotions are of the ego. your sensations of love and wholeness are of God. Your divine nature. So there's so much talk right now about being the authentic self. But people think the authentic self is the personality. Like, I've got to get to know myself better in my personality, you know? But the authentic self is not that. The authentic self is your divine nature. You're feeling godly right now. Good, because that's your authentic self. And that's when we feel godly, when we feel whole, when we feel at peace, this is God in our mind, right? It's like, I mean, literally, it kind of is when you know how like you have like the devil and the angel on each shoulder, like in movies. It's kind of like that. You know, is the ego going to take over or the divine? Now, the ego is pushy and will push and be loud and boisterous, but the soul, the divine, just waits for you to choose, and then it will come through. We are given free will, and that has to be chosen. It will not push, it will not convince. It is there. It is there waiting for you to choose. So tune in. Tune into the choice that you have every moment of every day. Choose into that moment every second, every minute. I choose love. And if we were to choose love and we were guided to say something to someone or have a live or sing out or gift something to someone or move across the world, would you? Would you choose? Would you trust love enough? Would you keep choosing love and trust it enough every moment? So just listen to this Koshi chime. Let it just keep helping you choose that love. Oh, we got a little perfume. Thank you so much. I didn't see it. Darn. I love this. Come back into your innocence. Choose your wholeness right now. Choose peace. Choose love. It's okay if we don't feel that way all the time, all day long. It just keep knowing that you have a choice. And when you come back to the awareness that you have a choice, choose love. That's all. What do you think prevents you from choosing love all the time? Let me hear you guys in the comments. What prevents you from choosing love? I'm telling you, the anger I had the other day, that prevented me from a little while. I couldn't choose it, but what I could do was offer it up to the divine and ask them to choose for me to help release this intense feeling I was having. So sometimes it's not easy to choose love. And when it's not easy, that's when we ask. So where I am geographically prevents you from choosing love. Tell me a little bit more about that. Mel's Dathu, tell me a little bit more about that. How we doing over here on YouTube? You guys got kind of quiet. So sometimes asking, and some places I have to be guarded, I feel. Ah, I see. I mean, I get that. I really get that. Um, being a slight woman myself and feeling like, vulnerable sometimes. I really get that. And do it in situations, do it in easier situations, right? What we practice, we become. And so if we do it in a little easier situations than sometimes in the harder situations, like I'm scared to death in being a passenger in a car, and I have to work on this all the time. Communication changes have been my issue recently. Ah, yes. Yeah. Communication has been tough with Mercury retrograde. That's for sure. Um, and so when we choose love in the easier times, keep choosing. And then when the harder times come, thank you. The harder times come, well, it'll be a little bit more easy. So example is I practice being a passenger in a car and I keep offering it up to God. I try to calm myself down. And we were in the Caribbean last year and they drive crazy over there. They drive like, 50, and they there's like this much room between the cars. And I really had to keep offering it up to God and just see the love, offering it up to God. And I did so much better than I usually do being in a taxi van. I know it is so scary the way they drive. So guys, yeah, communication, and especially communication with texts. Have you noticed that it's just, oh my God, communicating through text is a tough one. Um, yeah, we always want the greatest good, but sometimes the ego thinks this is the greatest good instead of love. And I've been experiencing this week. My ego wanted to be heard and understood. Anytime we want to be seen and understood, I just want them to understand where I'm coming from. That's my big thing. Whenever that's happening, rest assured that is an ego pattern. Okay. That is an old program. And now there are ways to go into that old programming and analyze it. The ego loves analyzing your old subconscious programming. And so to just, you think you're getting somewhere by, pulling it apart and giving it bullet points and giving it names and giving it a whole story. The ego is eating that up. The Holy Spirit says, offer it up to me. And I was always like, well, how's that going to work? And a lot of people call that spiritual bypassing. But when you use it in true surrender and trust, and you say, I give this up to God, please heal the misperceptions that I am in right now with this relationship and in this communication process. Just this week, I had this turn around in a positive way where everything lifted. I was like, how can this relationship and can this communication get any better? There's so much past that's behind it all. There's so much intricate psychological stuff in it all. I was like, I don't know how we could ever get through this. And I offered it up to God in complete surrender and trust. And it turned it around. It just wiped away the past and let me be loving in the future, in the present with it. It was amazing. It was amazing. So it says communication with my neurodivergent boyfriend is retrograde. So awful. Scary the way they drive. Yeah. Okay. So Erica, did what I just say speak to you at all? Because yeah, we can label it neurodivergent. There's so much psychology that we can go in to label relationships as this is fucking hard. This will never resolve. This can't even. When you get to that point, I really urge you to offer it up to the divine. I mean, I have neurodivergent kids and family members. It's so difficult until I offer it up. Been there. I really know how it can be with neurodivergent people. I really do know. Yeah, you know, you were praying to your ancestor altar. Yeah. Pray to the light in your ancestors. Um, a lot of our ancestors, depending, like, have they ascended? Have they, um, so, um, ancestors and entities, disembodied beings, um, some of them are ascended, some of them are awake, some of them aren't. Some of them are still like they were in bodies, except they don't have bodies now. So notice your resistance to asking for surrender and complete support from divine, from source, from God. My therapist is helping me with learning how to communicate. Wonderful. I was praying to my ancestor. Yeah. Um, guys, I've been through it all. I have been through therapists and learning how to communicate. And guys, learning how to communicate does not, it helps. It helps. But you're still in the psychology ring of things. What really helps, here's a communication thing that really helps. Can I have a hug? I love you dearly. I don't want to be in fighting with you. I love you. That is the best communication tip of all. Because how to communicate means that we're in the circle of psychology. And the circle of psychology, by all means, can give us a little bit of bandwidth to understand some people. But understanding is still of the ego. Surrendering and loving is of our divine nature. And I didn't understand this until recently when I had this situation with a family member, and I started going into the whole psychology of it and looking stuff up and be like, this is exactly what I'm going through. And guess what? By doing that, I saw myself as a victim to this person's behavior. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be stuck in a victim consciousness. It is very, very limiting. So psychology tends to limit us in a victim consciousness, which is the first level of consciousness. Now, which is great if that's where you are. But if you're like, I am feeling like I want more out of life, I want to be more empowered and create my divine, my life, and I want to surrender it to divine will, and I want ease, joy, and glory in my life, then we actually have to step out of victim consciousness, which means that psychology doesn't really serve us that much anymore. Yeah, psychology is of the lower mind. The psychology is of the lower mind, meaning it's all of the ego and the pain body and the subconscious programming. Which is fine. Let's play there for a little while. Get the relief. It gave me relief looking up all this stuff about psychology, and it gave me some relief for like a little bit. But then I just, my social media is like kept giving me all this stuff about narcissism and stuff. And then I couldn't stop. I was getting bombarded with it. And then it got ugly. So yes, it helps, but we can't get stuck there. The way I see it is concentric circles. So the center circle is the story, the drama, right? And the circle just outside of the story that gives us some breath room, some perspective, is the psychology, right? And then just outside the psychology, we might have the mythical, right? The archetypes, right? To help us understand. And then we go out a little bit more and we go into spirit, and we go out a little bit more and we go into God and the I am. And when we go to the story, the bullseye, we want to go out to all rings and eventually have the broadest perspective. And then we come back into our story, we go into the psychology, the mythical, the spirit, and then the I am. And we keep doing this. This is the human adventure. But many of us get stuck in the story and the psychology, story, psychology, and we perpetually suffer. And I know it very well. I have lived that for many, many years. Story, psychology, story, understand, back into the drama, understand, back into the drama. And you're not living the breath of the full perception that you have, that you can hold to witness yourself as a human. We need spirit and soul. Yeah, we need spirit and soul. It's not really a need. It's who we are. So it's not a need, it's who we are. What is a need is to release the vibrational clouds of the ego so that the light can shine. Because it's already there. It's already who we are. It's already there. I would not be able to drive my car if I didn't have life skills. Okay, there's a few questions here. So what age did I first start speaking my truth? I will get to that. That's a great question. And I would not be able to drive my car if I didn't have skills. So yes, there is the human chop water, or what is that? Chop wood, carry water, right? The egos, the personality and the ego, they're good for these the skills to do this like life here, to chop into a person and do do surgery. But how do we surrender to the divine? How do we, it's like singing. All of us, it comes back to singing. How do we use vocal technique? How do we learn vocal technique, but then run the divine through it? Right? How do we learn, okay, I know how to do this stick shift thing. Now, how do I just embody spirit into this car with me? Yeah. So when did I first start speaking my truth? You know, it's been in and out because every moment's a choice, right? But honestly, and this is going to sound very strange, when I was 4 years old, I got chased up the stairs and beat with a brush, and the brush broke on my butt. And I remember popping out and witnessing the situation and seeing this person does not know what they're doing. This person's just having a hard time. Like in my 4-year-old brain, I was like, this person's just crying. They're upset. They don't mean this. You know, they're love. They know not what they do. I literally had Jesus in my mind at 4 years old. So I remember that like it was yesterday. I didn't speak it out, but as a kid, I was quiet. I was had a very strong witness and a very big heart, but it was very guarded. And it wasn't, and I would always have talks with my dad about metaphysics and like God and the universe and stuff. And then my voice was always calling to me. Like my voice always wanted me to sing. Not spiritual stuff, but just it always wanted me to sing. And so then when I got on that to do that, it became a spiritual path. The singing became a bridge to learning about my divine nature. So I went to college for wellness and learned about like human potential, got out of college, came to Colorado, and started studying yoga philosophy, Course in Miracles, unity consciousness, Reiki, and all that kind of stuff. So I started performing songs that I wrote that had a layer of consciousness in them. So I would say maybe in my 20s, I started um, talking about this stuff, about unification and expressing your fullness. And I didn't know the extent. I didn't speak about it to the extent I speak about it now. But yeah, I'd say in my mid 20s that I really started to come out with this. So, and then it's been a journey. Yeah, you're welcome, Kate. Then it's been a journey and watching my voice take me from singer songwriter, which I still do, but into sound healing, into energy work, into vocal energy work. So I've been guided this whole way to use my voice as a frequency to share love, like the divine, with whoever will listen. And what I like about the wordless toning is that it's like a telepathic exercise of talking to each person's soul, whoever's listening. It's a telepathic practice. So let's play there. I'll stop talking, and here will come some frequencies from the divine, and see what telepathic knowing and message it has for you. So something that happens with voice, whether you're listening to it or singing yourself, is something called vocal awareness. And it's like this phenomena that happens where you get a download, right? You get clarity, or you just get words coming through with the sounding that you're doing. Usually comes in the silence after the sound. So when you make a sound, so if you wanted, if you have like, if you're like really enamored by people that are psychic, right? And you want to grow your psychic ability, one of the things you can do is vocal tone and listen to the silence after the vocal toning, because right after that usually is some kind of message or knowing. Depends on how you experience it, right? People hear, people see, people feel, people just know. It's called the clairs: clairsentient, clairaudio, clairacognizant. Um, yeah, so whatever your clair is, your way of coming online to knowing, to seeing, hearing, or knowing, like psychically knowing information that you wouldn't really know. It's energetic information, or it's remote viewing, or it's is anyone good at remote viewing? Do we have any clairsentient people on here? Any clairaudio? Claras? So how are you aware of things? So a lot of people think because I'm making sound that it's clara audio that I'm doing, but it's not. Mine is claircognizance, meaning that there's just a knowing. So when I'm singing these sounds, it's just spontaneous singing. I'm just letting them out. I just know what to do, instead of having to go into the mind, see, hear, and do that, and then make the sound, right? So, like when I was a Reiki practitioner, sometimes I would do sounding over people or something, and I would see the sounds, or I would see I would see a shape. And oddly enough, I would know what sound that shape was. Like, and so that was interesting. But lately I do it just by claircognizant. It just comes through. I just know what to do. You have a knowing too. So you Laura Luna, say you are claircognizant. Does anyone not know what they are, or does anyone have a multiple amounts ways of tuning in psychically? So when I first started offering toning, vocal toning to groups, you don't know how to say it in English. Okay, that's okay if it comes to you. I got the download after a meditation to do this in groups and offer it as a telepathic training. I have it in several journals that it just kept telling me to offer this and teach them how to be together in sound and see what it's telling them. And I did that for a little while, but the people that were coming to me had a hard time with it. Oops. I got the puzzle piece, guys. One second. Um, they the people that were coming to the events, they had a hard time just vocalizing together. They just wanted to receive sound. They didn't want to vocalize together, because when you sing and sound with someone else, it's super vulnerable because of that ego programming that says, all that negative junk. But originally, and so what I would like to do is I want to make a sound, and I want to hear what intuitively or telepathically you hear from that sound. Okay. And so the way source works is, we can do this with, Each person will get their message. All right, so let's practice this. Where's my little drum? Oh, there it is. All right, you guys ready for some telepathy practice? Are you guys ready? Let me see a thumbs up, a heck yeah. Let me see something in the comments. You guys want to work on telepathy? Okay. Telepathy, we sometimes we think, "Oh gosh, telepathy, I'm going to be able to read people's minds." And you know, it's not so much you're reading the mind of the ego, but you're reading the higher mind of the soul, right? Telepathy is about connecting in to the peace and wholeness of the person. We kind of have it backwards. So see what's there. See what's there in the mind of the divine for you. And we'll just do short little bits here. So, all right. So this is about telepathy. My soul's sending you something. So telepathically, my soul to yours, the divine to your divine, right? Namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. What came through for you? Telepathically, what did you connect to? What did you know in that moment while I was singing or after singing? In the comments. 1, 2, 3, go. Anybody? Come on, somebody play. All right. So there, maybe that, let's just tweak that. Let's see if we can go past getting, right? And create this infinity symbol of as I gift, I receive. As I receive, I give. It's this wave of like, I receive, I give. I give, I receive. And it's not really a getting as much as it is, oh, there it is. So let's practice again. So if your mind was too loud, so let's just make the choice. Just put the mind over here. Sensate. Sensate with me, okay? Start to sensate the body, sensate the auric field, and just hum with me as you receive this. Now, it's not necessarily a big message or mental message. It could just be a sensation. It could be a gentle nudge, a knowing, right? Just a piece, okay? So here we go. So this is a little telepathy training here. All right. Telepathically, what did you sense? Telepathically, I love, want. Rosa. All right. Do you like the drum? Is that what you were saying? Um, you felt it in your heart. Very calm. There you go. All right. So you're sensating something stirring in my heart. That's telepathy. Yeah. Nice work, Kate. Nice work. All right, guys. So there is a workshop I have August 12th coming up on Tuesday, late afternoon. It's called Sacred Voices Rising of the New Earth. It's 2 hours. It's about the price of a yoga class. If you want to join it, it's on Zoom. Would love to have you. And yes, I will be sending out the recording. So if you'd like to sign up for that after the live, I will actually, maybe I'll do it right now. I'll put it in the comments. And guys, on TikTok, it's over in my bio link if you want to do that with me. Here, guys. Anyway, you can join in globally. This is, if you guys want to go to that. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. And everyone has, if you feel a calling, or if you notice that you really notice people's voices, or you have this quickening to want to be able to do something with your voice, this is the people that I love working with. So if you feel your sacred voice kind of quickening, if you feel the telepathy coming online, if you feel the new earth vibration and you're like, how do I be part of it? Your voice is one of the ways to be part of it. So join our Sacred Voices workshop, and love to have you guys. Let's see. Let's do one more sound bath, and then I'm going to take my subscribers live with some or we're going to do some metaphysical practice here. All right, so we've got this. This is an e-bowl. This is for the solar plexus. Solar plexus. Where's my little thingy? There it is. Okay. So think about empowerment. Think about stepping into your full power. That means surrendering. It's kind of crazy to think that you would get more power from surrender rather than, muscling it, right? But we get more power by surrendering to our divine. And that's what this is all about here, learning what true power is. So this e-bowl is harmonizing our third chakra. tonight, just let us surrender. Let us surrender into the unknown that is where we know everything, the unknown to our ego, but the known to our divine nature. And may tonight and the music and the intentions here help it become just that much easier to choose our divine nature over the fear and the emotions and the pain and the suffering. That whatever shows up in our lives, we get to choose love. We get to be whole. We get to be at peace. So we release these patterns of people pleasing, these patterns of rushing through things, of not trusting, these patterns of sheer suffering, these patterns of being guarded, these patterns of anger. We surrender them. We surrender them when we ask Great Spirit, we ask Source Energy, please heal these misperceptions, that I can be present in the wholeness and love that I am. May it be so. May it be so. So tomorrow morning, YouTube, we have 3 minutes of love. If you want to come back for that, that's 8:45 in the morning, Colorado time. And you are welcome. Colorado time. And we will hold the love frequency for the collective. So those of you that might be watching over on TikTok, 8:45 Colorado time, hold the love with us. Hold the love. We're going to go in over here on TikTok, see if any subscribers show up. We're going to go into the Course in Miracles. We're on chapter 15, and this chapter's a tough one for me. It's written in even a harder way than the rest of the book, I think. It's tough, so it's going to be fun reading it out loud. Anyone on YouTube, if you want to come over and be part of the subscriber group, feel free. And I hope you'll join us in the morning for 3 minutes of love. All right. And then you've got the link for August 12th, Sacred Voices Rising. And I will see you tomorrow.